Hello and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm going to be taking the .366 round, the new armor penetrating round against Reshalla, and I'm going to be using the bolt action VPO 215. Now, for an 18,000 ruble gun with a 4-round mag, you can put a scope on it for less than 20 grand. If you're at a level where you can buy this ammo from the vendor and you manage to steal some, it is an absolute steal in regards to its performance and cost. It's just absolutely ridiculous. For those who don't know, the new round has the same performance as a 7.62x54 LPS GZH, which is the most common Mosin round that's used. And I was curious to see how it would perform, so I took it against a scav boss. I just thought I'd pick Reshalla, probably the worst boss to pick with a long range rifle, but see how it goes. And it performs very well. Now you see me shooting this one here, and he's got at least a class 3 helmet on, and it just cleans him out one shot. So I definitely think this is one of those guns that it could be getting nerfed, because I mean, at the end of the day, people were complaining about the Mosin and how effective it was and how useful, I think the comparison was the fact that people required like 4.5 grams worth of M995 to kill someone, as opposed to somebody requiring the Mosin with the LPS GZH only taking nearly 800 rubles. Well, this bullet is even better. This ammunition is stronger than the LPS GZH. The rifle that's fired from is cheaper, can be silenced cheaper, can be scoped cheaper. So if you are sad about the Mosin, pick up this weapon. I spent 1,000 rubles per shot for 60,000 rounds of this ammunition, and it is fantastic. So I definitely could see this round getting nerfed, and that would be a shame. One of the reasons I think it would be a shame is I think this makes it very, what's the word? I don't want to say fair, because it's not, but it makes it very viable to go in with a gun that perhaps isn't meta competitive, doesn't cost a lot of rubles, but it makes it so you've got a fighting chance. You know what I mean? I don't want to play Escape from Tarkov if it's a game where you can throw rubles at the problem. I don't want to play the game if it's, oh well, you've bought the meta HK and you're in level 5 armor with a level 6 face shield and level 4 helmet. You can't be killed. You know what I mean? Like, Escape from Tarkov is supposed to be the type of game that the gear gives you an advantage, but it's skill at the end of the day. And if this guy can spend less money, hide in a bush for 5 minutes, and wait for the perfect opportunity to get that perfect shot, he doesn't give away his position, well, he outplayed you, and it's kind of the problem here. So I definitely think we could be seeing some controversy around this round. Shouldn't have said that, poor choice of words. But I think if you like using the VPO 215, because I actually really like the gun, I think it handles well, I feel like it's a proper bolt action, like one of them really old Remington rifles that's fully wooden, and you know what I mean, like it's like you're going to go out in the forest and shoot some deer. That's the type of rifle it reminds me of, and it's really easy to put a sight and a scope on it. And it's not like this ammunition is easy to come by. It's like, I think you've got to be level 4 royalty with mechanic to actually buy it. I personally like it. I think it's a good addition. I think it makes the 209 platform and the 215 more viable and makes them more, balanced. Now, a lot of people don't like it because it isn't a real round, and I understand, because I would like Tarkov to be more realistic, and that sounds stupid, but here's a caveat. I want it more realistic in the sense of, right, they want to make pistols more viable, so the way they've made them more viable is they've made them compete with rifles, which fire a much larger bullet, much larger caliber, You know, when you look at the penetration values of an M855 weapon compared to some of the armor penetrating 9mm, it just doesn't make much sense. In my opinion, the way to balance and make pistols viable and usable is to create stopgaps. You know, for example, have a really good map that has a ton of loot on it, but you can't take in these big rifles and these big bulky semi-automatics. You know, in house law wise, the person that gets you to the smuggler that gets you into these areas, you know, you can't get it past the checkpoint. You could take a pistol in, they'll let you do that, but they won't let you take in a giant rifle. That's how I'd prefer Escape from Tarkov, Battlestate games balance the sidearms and the shotguns and things like that, because there's a clear winner in real life. If you think, well, I'm going to go into a building, you've got a choice of having a gun, a pistol, a rifle, shotgun. A shotgun's good, but if it's got armor, then maybe it's not. You know what I mean? I don't claim to be an expert because I don't have any combat experience. I just play a lot of games. But I would much prefer them doing balance on weapons and items in the game through non-statistical means. You know, instead of just going, oh well, it does 2 more damage, and we'll put the penetration up. Make it so, if you want to play a certain map that has high potential, high risk, high reward, you got to go in lower geared, because, you know, for whatever reason, you're not allowed to take in as much gear as you can. Which I think, on the one problem with that, it would become a hacker's paradise. But you know, in saying that, hacking has came down a lot. I think I haven't noticed it as blatantly as I have in the past. You know, the past 3-4 months. But back on topic, I love this round. I think it's a really good addition. I just wanted to showcase how good it actually is, because a lot of people might be sleeping on this round, and if you like the VPO 215, like me, you might want to use it whilst it's viable, because there's no telling when it might get nerfed, because people will be mad that it exists, that it outperforms certain rounds. But it's Escape from Tarkov at the end of the day. I definitely feel the game is becoming, I wouldn't say easier, I think easier is the wrong word, but it definitely used to be less forgiving. You know, there was a case of, you know, scarf timers were much higher, you couldn't make as much money. You know, like, you can make mega money now. When I first started, the only way to make any money was to hatchet run the factory safe, and even that wasn't brilliant money. But that's going to be it for this video. Tell me down below what you think of this new round, and what you think of the discussion of realism based on Tarkov. It's a really big topic at the moment, where Battlestate Games said they want to be as realistic as playable. Where do you fall on that? Let me know down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.